good morning and welcome to the VSA Capital 5 Minute Morning Miner on Wednesday, the 21st of January. And there's lots of news out this morning. And gold is taking center stage again, getting very close to that 5,000 mark. Here we are at 48.59. It's very exciting, isn't it, Paul?
Yes, it is. Lots and lots of news out, and Mr. Trump is headed for the talks in Davos too. So we'll see how things happen there.
Well, now he's got a plane that actually works. Air Force One had an electrical problem as he took off. They had to go and land again, but there you go. Look, there's lots of news out today, so let's not waffle. Let's crack on with it all. Actually, just also one other commodity going up. Actually, is tungsten is still going up at 1,254 for APT. Quite extraordinary. The stock that obviously is performing in that, unfortunately, is the one down in the on the Australian market, which is EQ Resources, which is a great stock, but that's the one that's performing. Okay, let's go to the stock that's really performed this morning. First thing is Goldstone Resources. Talk us through that, Paul. There are all sorts of things going on there.
I'll let you do that since I haven't got that up in front of me.
All right, okay. Well, they're up 57% or so. They've basically done a conditional £2 million subscription. They've converted various fees. Directors are converting various bits of salary, etc., etc. And this one is where Emma Priestley has been working so hard to try and clean it all up, shall we say. It looks as though she is getting there. Unfortunately, the stock still actually for the year is down 20%, which for a gold stock is very tough. The EGM is on to see all this through is on the 4th of February, just before Indaba. So hopefully that all goes through and she can have an enjoyable Indaba. Okay, Paul, you better tell me what you have seen this morning because a lot of news out. You fire ahead and find one you've looked at.
Yeah, VSA client Midnight Sun has put out a resource estimate for its Kashiba main copper oxide deposit there near Solwezi in Zambia. It's a 2.3 million ton indicated mineral resource, grading 1.4% copper, which is it's meaningful inventory because it's near surface, it's acid soluble, which means it can go into the neighbor's processing facility without too much difficulty at all. Just haul it over there. It's high grade, which means that there should have a high value to Midnight Sun and its shareholders as well. And there's lots and lots more of it yet to drill out as they with their current drilling program underway in various parts of the properties in that immediate vicinity. So looking very good there.
Actually, just quickly, whilst we're doing our TSX clients, Paul, F3 Uranium has filed some results, haven't they?
Yes, they have. This was the CDAR filing of the MRE for the JR zone on their Patterson Lake North property in Saskatchewan. That original announcement was made back in December 22nd, but of course we were offline and on holiday at that time. So just to give you a little sense for it, it came out to about 10 million pounds of existing high grade resource on that JR zone, and all of it is in the indicated category. So there's still room for additional expansion on that particular zone, but pretty small yet at this point as they explore other zones across that property.
Also, another client of ours, Luca Mining, one of the four that I visited in Mexico last August. They've been named OTCQX Best 50 for 2026. So well
Yes.
done, Luca.
Yes, what that means is that it's one of the 50 best performing stocks of 2025 on the OTCQX quote exchange, both in performance of the share price, but also in volume growth of trading across the days and weeks of the year. So well done to the Luca guys.
Okay, rattling through a little bit, but just had some pretty good copper production guidance, haven't we, from Rio Tinto?
Yeah, Rio Tinto put out production statement for the fourth quarter and the full year, and what that came up with is they did exceed their guidance on copper with an increase of about 11% on a year-on-year basis. which was even above what they had put out as far as revised guidance was concerned. All of that was due to better than expected performance from the Oyu Tolgoi copper mine there in Mongolia in that ramp up of that operation to expand in its expansion mode. They also had very good performance from the iron ore division as well. So, a good set of numbers, and with stronger prices, I think you can expect a pretty good financial statement when it comes out.
Yeah, very good. Also, there's a lot going on at Andrada Mining, the Namibian miner. What's going on there,
And
Paul?
yes, that's right. They are going to put a third deposit in that immediate U.S. Lithium district area into production and add tungsten to their products as a result by putting that deposit into production. It is one that they have the cash flows and otherwise financing pretty much agreed as to how they will go about and do it, but to be able to diversify the district into three production sources has to be with a combination of or added commodities in high demand. It has to add to the value of the shares.
Okay, Premier African Minerals, one that people love to trade. They've just done a bit of a fundraise and paying off creditors more. Just quickly on that one, Paul.
Yeah, that was another £1 million that they've raised at this point in time. It pays off some creditors and also helps them with the financing arrangements they're trying to continue here. It was £1 million raised in subscription at zero point zero 0.03 pence per share, and supplier invoices of 0.14 million sterling, and salaries were also settled at the same share price. So it's all about trying to get the stabilized production going and refinanced for the Zulu lithium tantalum project in Zimbabwe.
Yep, and Kefi out in Ethiopia, they've just finished off their $240 million loan facility, haven't they?
Yes, they had. They had come up with that hundred back in October. They had announced 100 million in equity funding, and they confirmed that the final documentation now on the $240 million loan facility is now fully signed off. Following the placing here last month of 20 million US, they have the compensation payments going now for the first phases of community resettlement. Plant construction contractor is now moving out to the site, and the electricity transmission works have started on the zone nearby town center of Gimbi for connection out to the Tulukapi mine site. So nice to see that they have this cash now essentially agreed in hand in order to get the mine build underway.
All right, and it's been a long one, but let's quickly finish off on Caledonia Mining because actually this is a company that's really becoming quite a serious company. But I think most of the action in terms of its equity is now out in the States. But just there's quite a lot of news out there today. Not an easy one to get hold of in terms of meeting with the company. But talk us through this one, Paul.
Yes, that's they announced a four-part strategy on how they would keep the company financed as corporately, as well as how it will go about financing the Bilbo's mine project build. They just closed on a gross proceeds of US $150 million in convertible notes offering. There's also a separate announcement about that today, in addition to this four-part plan announcement. They also purchased put options to hedge some of their gold for that Bilbo's mine at $3,500 an ounce, with deliveries of 3,000 ounces per month between January of 26 and December of 28. So that would be a 3-year period. And that guarantees a minimum price then of at least $3,500 on any production they get from Bilbo's. They also agreed a interim funding facility prearranged here with a consortium of Zimbabwe and South African commercial banks for US 150 million. And they're also in discussions with other banking and finance institutions in order to commence a formal process this quarter on what will be the completion, the financing of Bilbo's once the feasibility is finished.
Very good. And don't forget, tomorrow we have the VSA Vision Contest. A lot of people attending this, 4 mining companies presenting as well as 4 other companies presenting, but Cornish Metals, Northern Lithium, Recycle It Global and Ionic Rare Earths. There's still time to register if you haven't already. On that note, though, we will speak again tomorrow morning. Thank you.
Very good. See you then.
This podcast has been produced and edited by VSA Capital. It is intended for information purposes and not as investment advice. The information is intended for recipients who understand the risks associated with equity investments in smaller companies. Please do your own research and do not rely on a single source when making an investment decision. VSA Capital may derive fees from this content and seeks to do business with the companies mentioned.